Going on, guys? Welcome back to Blab. I appreciate you stopping by. Without further ado, let's blab. Before I hop into, we did just surpass 200 subscribers. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Let's hop right into it. So today, obviously, we're looking at collector booster boxes from Magic the Gathering. This is not Pokemon, clearly, but I've said before, I grew up on Pokemon. I have nostalgia towards that. Not really in the Magic the Gathering realm. However, in Magic the Gathering universes beyond, they have combined and done a ton of different IPs, and a lot of these intellectual properties I do have a ton of nostalgia for. So, being a collector, I do like to get some of these boxes, be part of the market. I'm interested in it in general. So, today we'll be looking at Avatar, Spider-Man. Both of those sets have not come out yet. Final Fantasy, we'll take a quick look at that. And then we just got a couple of the other ones that we can just do a quick once over. Some that I have nostalgia for, some that I do not. We'll look at the prices, see what's going on. The interesting part, though, is these two sets that haven't released yet. So the first one is Avatar. It does not release until the end of the year. As you can see right over here, it releases November 21st. And I find this whole intellectual property acquisition from Wizards of the Coast Hasbro in collaboration for their different sets, very, very interesting. However, an Avatar set, it's a Nickelodeon property. It's not, a Marvel property. It's not Final Fantasy. So I'm very interested to see how they make this set come to life. Unfortunately, as far as we know, if you look down here, it says every pack contains a total of 12 traditional foil cards, headliner in 1% of boosters. So if we look at something like Final Fantasy, it will give us serialized cards exclusively found in less than 1%, and then you have the less than 1% and not the less than 0.1%. The less than 1% cards are your blue chocobos, your green chocobos, and then your serialized card that is in less than 0.1% would be your golden chocobo, right? So it seems like the information we have right now is they're not going to have serialized cards in here, and that is why I find that it's interesting that it's already at $900. Now, that being said, you also have to read up here, please keep in mind card details, including rarity, card names, may change up until release. Up until the release date, information is updated. Well, so like I don't foresee necessarily them having serialized cards in this set, and that's why I find it interesting that it is at $900. Do I think this will fall even more? Probably. I think this would, in my opinion, is kind of on par with something like this. There's a following for Assassin's Creed, but it's not nearly as big as something like Marvel or Final Fantasy. So that brings us right into Marvel's Spider-Man. And yes, you are seeing that right. Less than $700 shipped and taxed to your door right now. Obviously, it's a pre-sale. But yeah, a lot of stuff is coming out about this set that people don't really like, right? So to start off, just like Avatar seems right now, headliner in less than 1% of boosters, meaning there are no serialized cards. In my opinion, some of the cards in here look amazing. Spider-Man, definitely the superhero that I like. Just Peter Parker out there, Tobey Maguire, just classic. For someone that, got into Final Fantasy at a cost basis at like $600, I could not care less about Final Fantasy. I just saw there was a play to be made. If that makes you mad, be mad. For the Spider-Man collector booster, I think that this price is phenomenal. The MSRP, or what I think is MSRP because it's what Best Buy sells it at, is in that like $400 to $500 range. I think it's like $440, tax and state, whatever. So it's between $400 and $500. So the fact that we're not too far off that is a good sign. Not coming out of the gate as a $1,000 booster box. And if you want to see what a crash looks like, this is that. I mean, a 20 to 30% downturn in less than a month. I consider that a crash, right? But this is great. I think the buying opportunity. I hope this crashes even more as we get closer and closer to the release, the 26th. Shout out to all the Pokemon fans. As you already know, the 26th is a big day. That is when we are getting MEO1 or Mega Evolutions base set. So on both of those days, this product will be releasing. If you are lining up somewhere for MEO1, definitely check to see if they have this product, especially if it's whatever that MSRP is, between $400 and $500. Certainly a buy there, in my opinion. Not much more to say about it. if you look up the cards, I think they look really good. I think there's also some rumors going around that, they look like AI generated art. I mean, I could care less, to be totally honest. Like, I'd rather not know. Um, God, I'm just thinking about like the Matrix at this point. I'd rather not know that it was AI art and just like kind of let the art be what it is. But yeah, a lot of people are upset about that. So that combined with the no serialized cards, combined with the people actually getting their allocation. So like card stores are starting to see what actual product they're going to have in hand, and I think that kind of makes that downward pressure on the price. If they, if a lot of stores kind of like Final Fantasy, they only got one box or two boxes or whatever, they're gonna need to sell that product at a pretty high premium. So I think the understanding is that the Spider-Man box, for whatever reason, whether it be stores got more of them, the AI art controversy, the no serialized cards, all of that being said, the price is being driven down, and that is a good thing. Um, People want to buy this box and they don't want to break their bank. I think people can get in. This is the first time Marvel and Magic the Gathering are doing a collaboration. I don't actually, that might not be true for like Secret Lairs and stuff. And I think it's true. Like I said, I have a lot less experience with Magic the Gathering. But that's enough about Spider-Man. I'm gonna be trying to buy this product as much as I can in that $400 to $500 retail range. I mean, like, we'll go right into Final Fantasy. People are like, how'd you get that for like $600? I mean, my LGS store had it for, was it 620 or 640, something like that. I get ragged on because I had like 15 or 20 prismatic SPCs, and I turned all of those for like 80, $90 retail, which I got them for, into 210 store credit, something like that. And then I moved those all into $600 Final Fantasy boxes, which I then turned over for $1,200 a piece. No, I didn't get 1,400 at the top or anywhere around here. I think they were around $1,200 a piece, and I had an LGS that was paying full price on it. So that's how that works with that. Final Fantasy is holding very strong, but one of the big reasons that Final Fantasy is holding strong is because the set itself, while I don't have nostalgia for it, is significantly better than like something like Marvel, right? Not only do you have the serialized Chocobo cards, the Surge foils, the just the fantastic. You have fantastic artists. You have fantastic cards and stuff. I mean, there's just so much going for it, right? The serialized, the artwork, the Surge foils, the bigger fan base. There's so much more going for it when something compared to an Avatar box, right? Like, I couldn't imagine buying an Avatar box right now for $1,000 instead of a Final Fantasy box at $1,200. I'm not saying they're going up or going down. I just think the player base, the audience for Final Fantasy, for Spider-Man, are both bigger than Avatar. Spider-Man, I mean, I get it. People really like their serialized cards, but I think that just having a Spider-Man collector booster box is way cooler, in my opinion, than having like these random Magic the Gathering when they do like their own IP and it's like Dragon this and remastered that or whatever. Like, I think it's cool because there's Spider-Man on the box. I think that Final Fantasy is cool because I can make money off it, and Avatar, I'm kind of in between. Like, it's not my favorite IP, but it's cool. It's interesting. Definitely not buying in this range. There's no reason this box should be more than this box right now when they're both projected not to have serialized cards. We'll see what happens with both of them. Like I said, if you're going to a store to get MEO1, definitely check to see if they have Spider-Man collector boxes, because if they do, even if you just flip them that day, you're making a couple $100. Just saying. Some of these other ones, I mean, like, we know Lord of the Rings is like the very most sought after box. Really, they're talking about this one, the holiday edition, $2,500. I mean, it's a lot of money. Like, would you rather have this, or would you rather have an Evolving Skies booster box? I think I know what I'd rather have, but yeah. So they certainly get up there. Same thing with this box. Obviously, the One Ring was already found. So like this, it's not going to show in the 1 year, but this fell and now it's back up. I mean, all the like $595 a year ago. Like, where do we think this is going to be in a year? Do we think it's going to sit at like $600, $700, or is it going to be, we'll see. What else? Dude, Fallout, that's kind of crazy they did. Excuse me, one take. God, I need some water real quick. That's crazy. I actually hate people. Hold on. I actually hate people that do a pre-recorded video and then they're like drinking water in it. Let out a cough, let out a sneeze, but like you're actually gonna take my time to sip your water. Like this is my time. This is precious time. The time that you're listening to me blab right now is precious time. Click out of this. What do you know? All right, so Fallout Collectors. I mean, it's just a cool IP. I never got it. I wanted to get it in that $1,000 range when the Final Fantasy stuff. That's kind of my first step into Magic the Gathering. Didn't end up doing it. Definitely should have did it. Obviously. Next, this is something I definitely did get right around this time. I think I had not enough for another one of these, but I had enough for one of these, and I was like, oh, those are interesting. Let me get a couple. Now, I didn't get a sealed 6-pack or like 6-box. Like in Pokemon, like you get 6 booster boxes in a sealed box. They have that same thing for collector boxes. I was definitely thinking about getting that because I mean I got them all at $225 at a local card store, which they were below market on it. That can happen when they just can't move the product. They did have a sealed box, at least one, because I think I got 4 of them during the time I got the Final Fantasy boxes, and they opened a box to give me the 4 of them. And it's kind of interesting. Like, maybe I should have said, oh, wait, stop, but I couldn't. It was more like they went to the back, got the box, and by the time they, like, walked over to the counter, they were halfway into ripping the box open. So I knew they had at least one. Maybe they had more, but I did not go ahead and get that. But at $225, like, I don't know, Assassin's Creed, Magic the Gathering, it's kind of got that, like, I don't know, it's just cool. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I played Assassin's Creed growing up. It's not even like one of the best games, but definitely has some very interesting lore. And do me a favor and just look up the serialized cards in this collector booster box. I mean, you got like Socrates and Cleopatra and like just some really, really cool cards. Again, also serialized cards, $378. Still think that's a good buy. I'm comfortable with what I have right now. I think there's other positions to be added to, but if you have none of this, finding a card shop at like the $300 mark, like under $400, probably not the worst play. And then last Doctor Who, I have no idea what this is. Couldn't help you there. I don't even know why I opened this up. I think the box is cool. Again, reminds me of like that Trix yogurt from elementary school. I know I've used that for cards and stuff, but like same kind of vibe. Maybe you swirled it with your spoon a little. Like when you open it up, it's like one color on each side, one neon fluorescent yogurt on each side. So maybe you like mix it up a little bit. God, I am blabbing, but anyway, just a blab session about something other than Pokemon, something that you might be interested in. Yeah, I mean like. I don't know what it is. I'm not a Magic the Gathering player. Not that I'm a Pokemon player either, but I think it's very cool when they do stuff like this. Like, I remember growing up watching Nickelodeon watching this, right? Like, I remember Peter Parker and his uncle and the Green Goblin. I mean, it's just, it's pretty cool. And then you go back and find stuff that, anyway, that's enough blabbing for today. I don't even know how many minutes I'm at, but I appreciate y'all stopping by. Let me know if you have any interest in Magic the Gathering at all. I know I am a novice, 100%. Not gonna chirp. And also, the reason I was able to get these the reason I stepped foot into Magic the Gathering was because these were sitting at 620 or 640 at my LGS, and on TCG Player they were already like $830. So I was like, they were giving me damn near full trade amount on the SPCs, and I don't know. And then ever since then, I went back, found all these other cool IPs that I'm interested in, and now they're doing Spiderman, and then they're doing Avatar. What are they going to do after that? Appreciate y'all stopping by. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.